Welcome to the 5 p.m. update with Tropical Storm Isaias. And this is the live update for Tropical Storm Isaias. As you can see, Tropical Storm Isaias is still moving to the northwest at 9 miles per hour. And the pressure is at 994 millibars, and the wind has come up to 70 miles per hour. So it has experienced a 1 millibar drop in pressure. And that's significant. It's showing that it's getting a little better organized to the southeast. And so this storm has gotten a little better organized to the southeast now. And with that, Isaias is continuing to make an impact on the Florida coastline, as we can see here. Now, this storm will continue to move northward. Florida is out of the clear. There's only a rip current warning issued for Florida, and some tropical storm watch has been issued for Georgia, the Sea Isles, St. Simon's Island, Norfolk, to Brunswick, Savannah, and the Carolina coast of South Carolina and North Carolina. The system has gotten better organized. That is a good sign. It could very well regain hurricane strength tonight. That is a minimum Category 1 hurricane at 75 miles an hour, as it will have some time to strengthen. As when it pulls away from the Florida coast later tonight, it will have some time to strengthen in the open waters of the Atlantic. And so right now, it's about 40 miles southeast of West Palm Beach, Florida, moving northwest at 9. And notice all of the tropical storm force winds highlighted here in the orange is on the east, northeast, and southeast side of the system. So all of the 60 to 70 mile an hour winds are on that side. So even if it does become a hurricane by tonight, which forecasters are calling for, and I would call for the same, a minimal hurricane at 74 miles an hour, 75 miles an hour, which it should transition to tonight at the 11 p.m. full advisory. It should be named regaining back Hurricane Isaias status. The hurricane force winds only will extend out 10 to 20 miles, Tropical storm force winds with this system only extend out 100 miles from the center, 115 miles from the center, highlighted here. And most of that is located on the northeast to southeast side. Now, the pressure has come down by 1 millibar at 994. That means it is strengthening, and the winds are corresponding to that. We see a 5 mile per hour increase from the last advisory. It was at 65 miles an hour winds. The winds now in this advisory is at 70 miles an hour, so it will regain hurricane status at 11 p.m. tonight. For those of you in the Carolinas, it does appear likely that there will be some impacts, but because you will be on the western side of the eye wall and the eye storm, you're getting the weaker side. And so you will not experience hurricane force winds like the Bahamas did, but you will experience some rain. Maximum rain totals for the Carolinas are anywhere between 3 to 5 inches. The maximum wind gust that Florida has experienced so far, I think down in Broward County, they had a gust of 57 miles an hour, but that's not sustained winds. Highest sustained winds in Florida have been barely 30 miles an hour. That's below tropical storm force, so Florida's looking great. And a lot of other places have been looking great as well, too. So we can see we have nothing else in Atlanta. We have another system developing out here, too, that's heading north of the Leeward Islands. It could be named a tropical depression coming up on Tuesday or Wednesday of this week. This will be tropical depression number 11. Coming in, this disturbance here behind Isaias. So once Isaias passes the Florida coastline, past Jacksonville tonight, and close to South Carolina, it will become a hurricane again by 11 p.m. advisory tonight. Once we get into Monday into Tuesday, a landfall is imminent, but it will be a partial landfall somewhere between Wilmington, North Carolina, Morehead City, North Carolina, and the Outer Banks. The system will then begin to curve out to sea in the mid-Atlantic region, somewhere between Maryland, Delaware, and the Delmarva coastline, and curve out to sea before reaching New England. So Rain totals up in the mid-Atlantic are slightly less. We're looking at maybe 2 inches, 2 to 3 inches of rain. And for many places, this is beneficial rain that they need. Isaias has been a storm that has been very complex to forecast because of the heavy dry air involvement, leading to sunny skies for most of the East Coast currently and hot temperatures, as well as the system structure itself has not been very well organized. And so because of that, we have been left with a system that is lopsided. And so we don't expect hurricane force winds even when Isaias regains hurricane status, because remember, that's the maximum sustained winds at 75 miles an hour. So that means that other winds around it are below that core. As you can see on the satellite image, we have a bunch of high cirrus clouds over Florida. Some of these outer bands here may produce some gusty showers here from Tampa, St. Pete area through Orlando and Daytona Beach along the I-4 corridor. If you're on there, you may time to time experience squally weather, but the sunshine will come on after that because it's not all pattern around here. And if you notice, on the east side of the system, Freeport and Grand Bahama Island are still getting battered by winds, tropical storm winds, probably in the range of 40 to 45 miles an hour, sustained, maybe gusts to 60 as a system. But you can tell it's entraining a lot of dry air. Look at this, the way it's entraining dry air to the south, to the northwest here, as it's fanning out. And also here, it's getting entrained up here with this shear coming across the southward shear, blowing these cloud tops away. So Isaias will continue to parallel the coast, much like Hurricane Matthew did back in 2016. However, unlike Matthew was a much stronger storm, and this storm here was only going to be a Category 1 hurricane by 11 p.m. tonight, and a minimal one at that. And with the dry air in place, that's going to limit the water content, the heat, the water fuel that the storm needs to grow. And also, I don't expect much coastal flooding from Charleston, Savannah, up through North Carolina, Wilmington. I don't expect much coastal flooding. You're looking at a 1 to 3 foot water rise here from those areas, and so there shouldn't be much coastal flooding here. There will be a flash flood watch extended for Raleigh, Durham, the Triangle area, and interior portions of North Carolina and interior portions of South Carolina. However, this storm is moving faster. It will accelerate once it gets caught up into this deepening trough later on Monday morning in the Monday afternoon. And so that's why we don't anticipate the super flooding rains and all of that we've seen with like Hurricane Florence 2 years ago or other areas. So this is going to be how the system is going to be maintained. So the next advisory, intermediate advisory, is at 8 p.m. Please join me for that. And then 11 p.m. I'll come back with another full advisory giving you more details. So the bottom line is Isaias will continue to parallel the Florida coast, not making a landfall. Isaias may not make a landfall in South Carolina or North Carolina, but the western fringes of that will provide some rain for that coastline before Isaias begins its transition heading out to sea, becoming extratropical or a non-tropical threat. So this has been the 5 p.m. advisory. Thank you for joining me.